The next morning, Scootaloo woke up to the feeling of a hoof in her back and a loud snoring sound. She rolled over and saw Filly Dash drooling on the pillow. Her memory quickly returned, and she remembered that she had time-traveled to meet Dash and spent the night at an impromptu sleepover. Scootaloo got out of bed and stretched. Dash began to stretch out too, noticing her bed was now empty. She woke up and climbed out while yawning loudly. "Good morning, Squirt," Scootaloo said. "You ready for some more flying?"
"Yeah, but I'm still not sure why you're being so nice to me. Why would you stand up for a stranger?"
She sat down and smiled. "I think there is one thing every pony needs at one time or another. They need some pony to believe in them, to stand up for them, and tell them that they do have what it takes. If it weren't for my mentor, I'd still be riding a scooter around instead of flying."
"Your mentor sounds awesome,"
Dash said. "You have no idea," Scootaloo replied.
"If we hurry, we can watch the older students racing before breakfast. Let's go."
Dash ran out the door, and Scootaloo chased after her. Before long, they had arrived at the track. Scootaloo stopped to catch her breath, suddenly feeling very winded. She felt a jolt of electricity pass through her and knelt to the ground. "Dash, I don't feel so well," Scootaloo said. Dash didn't hear her. She was focused on a whimpering yellow Pegasus. "Fluttershy, Fluttershy, Fluttershy can hardly fly," two bullies chanted.
"Yeah, nice going, Klutzershy,"
a colt said.
"My baby brother could fly better than you,"
another added. Scootaloo got up to go help Fluttershy out, but was hit with another jolt of electricity. She didn't understand what was happening, as the world began to ripple and get blurry. It felt like something was tugging at her, attempting to yank her off the cloud. She dug her hooves into the cloud and held on.
"Leave her alone!"
Dash yelled. The colts looked at her and rolled their eyes. "Oh yeah? What are you going to do about it, Rainbow Crash?" Dash looked for her backup, and saw Scootaloo watching from a nearby cloud. Scootaloo smiled and nodded her head.
"Keep making fun of her and find out."
Scootaloo could feel her hair standing on end. The familiar smell of ozone filled the air.
"You think you're such a big shot?"
the colt said.
"Why don't you prove it?" "What do you have in mind?"
Dash asked.
"A race,"
said the colt.
"First to the finish line wins."
The second colt laughed.
"You're going down." "Yeah, right. See you at the finish line,"
Dash said. Scootaloo could see Dash pause to take a deep breath and clear her mind. Dash then walked up to the starting line. Scootaloo struggled against the unseen forces pulling at her to get a better view. She saw the Pegasi taking off and watched Fluttershy fall from her cloud. She then saw Dash pull into the lead, and a large explosion of color. Crackling electricity zapped her again as the loud boom reached her. She closed her eyes and felt herself being pulled. It felt like she was being sucked through a straw, and she was deposited with a thud on the other side. Scootaloo stood up and saw the time machine smoking with the smell of burnt wiring. "Oh crap! Twiline's gonna be ticked!" She ran to the basement door, grabbed the key, and let herself out. Scootaloo took off and flew towards Dash's house. Surely she would protect her from Twilight's wrath. Scootaloo crashed onto the porch and sprinted inside, finding Dash on the couch. "Squirt, what happened to you?" Dash said. She extended her wings and examined them. Her feathers had been scorched black, and she was missing some patches of fur. She looked like she had been hit by lightning, and that was not far from the truth. "It's a long story, Dash. I need you to do me a favor, though," Scootaloo explained. "I sort of broke one of Twilight's experiments, and I need some pony to stand up for me." Dash chuckled and waved her over to the sofa. Once Scootaloo had climbed on, Dash wrapped a wing around her and hugged her tightly.
"Squirt, when I was a filly, a pony told me that every pony needs some pony to stand up for them at one time or another."
Scootaloo gulped and looked her in the eye.
"You know the funny part? That pony's name was Scootaloo, too. I don't know why I didn't recognize it until now. But it was you, wasn't it?"
Don't sweat it, Squirt." Dash winked.
"It'll be our little secret. First thing we better do so nobody knows about my little time-traveling sister is to come up with a cover story for that."
Dash poked a hoof into Scootaloo's flank. The filly looked down and gasped. There was a golden shield and a pair of silver wings on it.
"No way! You mean when I stood up for you I got my cutie mark?"
Scootaloo said with her eyes wide in amazement.
Looks like it, Squirt. Just don't go giving the Crusaders any ideas that they can get time-traveling cutie marks, or the whole country is doomed.
Scootaloo buried her head in Dash's mane and hugged her tightly. Her hero hadn't been anything like she expected as a filly. Dash was just like every pony else in her youth, nervous, insecure, and innocent. She'd expected to hang out with an awesome young filly to make her feel better about herself. Instead, she'd given Dash the very inspiration she needed to become the hero she'd been idolizing for so long. Dash wrapped her rings around Scootaloo and cherished their special moment. Okay, so that was meeting my hero, and I don't have anything to say here. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next fic of Scoota-thon week, which, spoiler alert, it's pretty long. Like 14,000 words, so that'll take a while. If you have any Scootaloo fics you want me to read this week, be sure to send them in to me. They can be short stories or a few chapters long, as it's not too long. But yeah. Anyways, yeah. Later. If you have any fics you want me to read, not Scootaloo related fics, I will read them sooner or later if you just, leave them in the comment section or PM me or whatever you want to do. But yeah, be sure to check out the blooper reel, which for short stories, I decided I'm going to put at the end of the last video if it requires several videos. But yeah, that will be right now. So if you're not going to listen to that, then go ahead and leave now. If you are going to listen to that, then stay. It is going to go right now. After working her way down the conveniently labeled Filly-Friendly control panel, she saw a giant red button that said "Do Not Press." Clearly, that was the activation button. Yes, because, they wouldn't do that with a self-destruct button, obviously, or something like that. No one would do that, Or, excuse me, no pony. Huh. And then there was a line across the screen, and did you know that? There was a line across the screen, and then I sang a song about that, and it was very bad. It was a very bad song. I'm improvising now. I'm very much stalling. I'm going to stop now. Bye. Bye. That's so bad. They began to weave through the clouds at a gentle place. They did it at a place, not a pace, a place. Scootaloo landed hard on the cloud, causing the ugger, not other, I can't even pronounce the mispronunciation right. I can't. Scootaloo passed him at the finish line by a hoof's length. Length. It is a word now. Length. Not bad, blank flank. What's your name? Twitter asked. Wait, did I seriously just say Twitter? I'm an idiot. There was a line here across the screen, and it was insane, and I sing a song about the line that went across the screen. It was a bad song, but I can sing at least, and I can't rhyme on a whim. I can't freestyle. I'm going to stop now. Goodbye. Scootaloo got out of bread. She got out of bread. LOL. Good morning, Squirt. Oh gosh, that sounded like a weird dude. Good morning. Oh gosh, that's so bad. A clold. It's a clold. Once Scootaloo had climbed on, Dash wrapped a wing around her and hugged her tightly. Twitely.